Give you a briefing about the institution?
All I know is it's a mental hospital.
For the criminally insane.
Welcome to Movieriffic's review of Shutter Island. I'm Collin.
And I'm King. And, you know, this is a good movie. This movie is about two U.S. Marshals named Teddy Daniels and Chuck I never figured that out. And brought to an island where it's an asylum for this clinically insane. And they're trying to find out what's happened to a woman that's gone missing on this island. Now, when they get there, it just spawns into a whole bunch of chains of events for...
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of the movie, the gist of the synopsis. Marshal Teddy Daniels, investigating a disappearance of a murderess who escaped from a hospital for the criminally insane and is presumed to be hiding on the remote Shutter Island. Ooh, creepy. So the first thing that we want to say is do not go into this movie expecting to see a horror. Don't let the trailer fool you. You're not going to be going, on date night and your girlfriend's not going to be, cringing, and clinging to you, expecting. So don't expect any of the heavy physical contact on this one.
What I'm going to say is this is a psychological thriller, if anything. This is a movie where it wants to make your brain think.
Yes. This is, as far as I'm going to put it down, this is a psychological thriller to the point of, a beautiful mind, something like that.
I'm going to say one thing I liked in this movie was Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he played his character off almost perfectly. I think the direction he gave it, the choice for it, I think he did a really good job.
Leonardo DiCaprio has overcome a lot in the past, decade or so of his career. He's overcome the typecasting. He did an excellent job, the past couple of movies, especially working with Scorsese. They have a great chemistry going. Throughout The Departed, he's not being cast as, the flimsy pretty boy anymore who has no character. He's having really meaty characters, starting with, Gangs of New York and, going on to The Departed. Now this. He did a great job. He was very, very gritty. I bought him as, a U.S. Marshal who was tough as shit. So, that could, that was a good job that you could sell that to me.
The one thing I'm going to say about Leonardo DiCaprio is about his character. Wow, I stuttered there. But the one thing I'm going to say is give him a little bit tighter clothes because he was looking like a little boy. Because, when you first see him, his jacket's just like hanging off of him practically, which just made me laugh in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, wardrobe could have been a little better on that one. His clothes did hang a little bit, and it did give a sort of a false impression of, sort of a wet dog look. Maybe that's what they were going for, or maybe that was some sort of a source material thing, because this is an adaptation of a book. So, if the author wrote in, that he, wears loose clothes and he looks like he's, in a child wearing his dad's suit, then, hey, I'm not going to hold that against the movie. But, that could have been a better choice. Going directly into it, King, what was your overall opinion of the movie? Good, bad?
Overall, I think it was a good movie. I think it was something that I enjoyed. It was something that I'm happy that I went to see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to say I'm middling on this one. I felt it was just slightly above mediocre. And I'm not going to – I feel like I can't – this is the problem with adaptations. I feel like I can't necessarily blame the production crew because I have no idea how – honest and how genuine they were towards the source material, towards the book.
Yeah, that's a problem.
They've hurt people, murdered them in some cases.
In almost all cases, yes. We try to provide them with a measure of calm.
Personally, Doctor, I'd have to say screw their sense of calm.
I actually enjoyed the ending. It was one of my favorite things about the movie was just the way they pulled it off.
Well, I think there's two ways to look at that, and we will be going over this in our podcast discussing the movie in depth when we go over the spoilers. So you can check out the podcast after you actually see the movie. But all right, King, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get down to it. What's your opinion, the good, the bad, and the ugly?
For ratings, I think I'll give this movie a B-.
B minus. Some examples of good and bad and ugly.
Good was Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo, the two main characters. They were good. Bad was some of the execution that the movie pulled. Some of the ways it tried to explain things was bad.
The chemistry between Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, they had that down pat. If a director and an actor, the main actor don't work together, you can see it. You can taste it when watching a movie. Mark Ruffalo, fantastic performance as always. Max von Sydow, always amazing. Just so many great powerhouse performances in this movie. The bad, I would say, is just some continuity issues with the movie. A lot of people are going to be lost. The more times that you watch it, the more Easter eggs you're going to uncover, the more understanding that you're going to, find.
I completely agree there.
So this is definitely what I would call a rewatch. So definitely, if you're going to go into this movie, expect that you're not going to understand everything the first time. Don't expect that. So that's it. And I'm going to give this movie a C+.
Well, like I said, I'm giving it a B minus.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a C+, just for Martin Scorsese, his shots, this movie is so technically proficient, it was disgusting. The shots, just like when they first arrive on the island, Scorsese has this wonderful, wonderful way of choosing the way he shoots the movies. So C+ is what I'm going to give it, and you know what? I'm not going to apologize.
Well, this has been it for us. We'll get more in depth into the movie in our podcast to explain to you guys what we really felt and how well we found it. So we're going to pack up for the day, and we'll see you guys later.
Check us in the podcast. We'll catch you later.
Peace.